Eagles front office hard at work. You got Howie Roseman, he's calculating the calculations of the cornbread, restructure here, restructure there, and he's doing everything he's got to do. Then you have Joe Douglas, he's calling all around trying to find a running back, and he calls the Cleveland Browns, he's like, yeah, we're interested in a running back. You got any running backs that we need? And they're like, yeah, we might have Duke Johnson, we're trying to trade him, but Dallas wants him. Dallas wants him, we can't have Dallas get him because we want him. We want him as a lead back. What does Dallas need for? Oh, they want a complimentary back. Well, what is he? Is he a complimentary back? Is he a lead back? What is Duke Johnson? What service does he propose? I don't know. I feel like Chris Farley's man down by the river. Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole. Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy! Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. So we got some Eagles breaking news I want to talk about this morning. Things are going to start happening. They're going to get quicker and quicker. Now, the first thing we got to talk about. The Eagles have restructured Lane Johnson's contract. They've restructured his contract to free up cap space. Now, we don't know how much money exactly is going to be freed up, but from what I'm hearing, it's probably going to be between $6 to $10 million in cap space. I hear they're getting his base salary, basically converting a lot of that to a signing bonus, and yeah, I mean, this is a great move by the Eagles again to free up space. Do you realize that today, before they made this move and some other moves, they are already at $16.6 million under the cap? Now, one of the things I said was before they get to free agency, I expect the Eagles to be about $25 to $35 million under the cap. And what do you know? With this Lane Johnson move, we already may be at $25 million under the cap. We have to wait and see. But we're at $16.6 million definitely right now. So Howie Roseman is hard at work. He's doing what he has to do. And then Lane Johnson, you got to give it to Lane Johnson, ultimate team player to do this. Now, in a restructure situation, they don't lose any money. They're not taking money away from them. They're going to get their money eventually. Most likely, what they're doing is kicking a lot of it down the road. It's something the Eagles are going to have to deal with in the future. But it frees up cap space right now, in the short term. So I like this move by the Eagles. This may happen again, but Lane Johnson restructures his contract. Eagles are at $16.6 million under the cap before the Lane Johnson restructure, and we'll see what it is afterwards. But I'm expecting, like I said, $6 to $10 million in cap space. Hey, you gotta love this. I love this move by the Eagles. Now, as many of you guys have probably heard, there was a report that came out yesterday stating that the Eagles are interested in running back Duke Johnson. In this report, it also says the Dallas Cowboys are interested. So we could have an NFC East bidding war for this guy if both teams really want him bad. Now, I saw a lot of Eagle fans are very excited about the prospects of getting a Duke Johnson. Me personally, I like Duke Johnson, but I know what he is. And the one thing he is not a lead back. He is not going to be your number one running back. And here's the proof. The fact that Dallas, the Cowboys, are interested in Duke Johnson shows you that they view him as a complimentary back to Zeke Elliott. And that's what he is. He's a great complimentary back. He's fast. He's quick. He can go out and catch the ball. He can go out, line him up with the slot. You can line him. You can do a lot of things with him, okay? But the one thing he isn't is he's not going to carry the ball 20, 25 times. He's not going to get you that 1-2 yards when you need on third and short. To me, he's not a featured back. He is not a lead back. He is a complimentary back. Now, if your plan is to trade for Duke Johnson and have him play that Sproles role, okay, that Sproles played in the Eagles offense, I'm good with it. I have no problem. I like it. But you still have to go out and get a running back. You still have to go out and do something else. He does not solve all the Eagles' problems. No way, no how. Not at the running back position. You still need a big back. You still need a featured back. Now, maybe they want to go ahead and do that in the draft. They're looking at Josh Jacobs, Benny Snell. Who knows? Maybe they want to go ahead and bring back a running back like a LeGarrette Blount. I don't know. But the one thing I know about Duke Johnson is, from speaking to a lot of Eagle fans, it seemed like a lot of people think that he could be the running back that solves all our problems. I don't see him like that. I don't think he's that kind of running back. He's a complimentary running back. He's a good running back on passing downs. He's great in the screen game. He could run outside, he can run inside, he can run outside, he could do a lot of things. He's quick, he's shifty, but I don't think he could carry the load. I don't think he could be a LaShawn McCoy, what he was in Philly. I don't think he's even what a LeGarrette Blount is. I don't think he's one of those guys. So the Eagles would still have to go out and get another running back. Now, one guy people do ask me if I think they'll bring back is Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi is coming off a torn ACL. He may be cheap, no doubt about it. But I would not bring Jay Ajayi back as my number one back and think that he could carry the load. Not a year after a torn ACL. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it with Jay Ajayi. I would sign him cheap. He could be a third running back, something like that. But you still need a running back. You still need a featured back in the end. Josh Jacobs, he's an option in the first round for the Eagles. I would love a guy like that. He would be great. If you had a Josh Jacobs as a rookie and then you had a complimentary guy like a Duke Johnson, that would be great. That would work great. But as far as like Duke Johnson being the guy who solves our running back problems, it's not going to happen. You still need another back. The thing that's really nice about Duke Johnson is if the Eagles were to trade for him, he's cheap. He's not much against the cap. I think he's got a base salary of like $1.8 million. He's $3 million against the cap. Now, if they trade him, all of that $3 million won't transfer to the Eagles against the cap. So the Eagles would get him cheap this year. I think he's $4 million against the cap next year. And I don't think that's bad. But like I said, he's a complimentary back. I don't view him as a featured back. And the fact that Dallas is looking to get him as possibly a complimentary back, I think that tells you what he is. I don't think teams view him as a lead back. I don't think the Browns ever did. That's why they got Chubb. That's why they went out and they got Hunt. He is not a feature back. He's a complimentary back. He could be that Darren Sproles guy. He could fill that role for the Eagles very well on offense. I definitely think so. But I still think that you have to go out and get a back in the draft. A first-round pick, one of your 2 second-round picks, something like that. You need to go out and get a Jacobs, a Benny Snell. You need to get one of those guys. You have to. I like Benny Snell, he stinks. Snell, I meant to say Snell, but it came out Smell. Well, you talk Dallas in the video and you start saying Smell because it stinks. Anyways, yes, I think that you have to get a featured back. And I think that the way to do it is a draft. You want to get a young back who's got his legs on him, who can carry the load for 5-6 years and carry a heavy load. And then you have a complimentary back like a Duke Johnson who could go out, line up in the slot. He can go run the screen passes. He can do a lot of those things. He's a complimentary back. I really believe that. And, I like this move if they can get him real cheap. What would I pay for Duke Johnson? I don't know. I probably wouldn't give up. I'd probably give up a 5th-round pick, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't even want to give up a 4th-round pick. It may be a 4th at the very top, maybe a 4th-round pick. But I like Duke Johnson as a complimentary back, not as a lead back. And to me, if the Eagles bring him out, and bring him on the team in that role, in that Sproles role, I love it. If they bring him back and think, hey, this is our lead back, I don't like it. I won't like it at all. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they know what he is, and I think they would still add another back. And just to see what Howie Roseman is doing right now with the salary cap. I mean, there's $16.5 million under the cap right now. $16.5 million already. Okay? Then, to see what he's doing and some of these moves, I think he's playing something big. I think Howie Roseman is getting ready to make a big splash that nobody's expecting. I expect something that none of us saw coming to happen, and he's making his move. He's doing things right now to get in position to do it. I don't know if it's Le'Veon Bell. I don't think it's Le'Veon Bell, but I don't know what it is. I just think that Howie Roseman is going to make a move in free agency we ain't seeing coming, and it's going to surprise the hell out of all of us. And I can't wait. I'm excited for it. As far as Duke Johnson goes, with these rumors, I'm sure the Eagles are looking into him. I think they need another Sproles-type back on this team, and that's what I think he is. So tell me what you think. Do you like the possibility of the Eagles getting Duke Johnson? Do you think he's a featured back, or are you like me, think he's a complimentary back? Let me know. Tell me what you think. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.